Mirelle, it's Belle. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video, another wrap-up of recent reads. Start continuing on with my winter reads, Griffin's Castle by Nimmo. It's one I've been wanting to read for a long time. It was such an unusual read, in some ways good and in some not so good. I loved the setting of this castle, the stone animals, the atmospheric writing, but so many things are never explained in any sort of way. There's no satisfying conclusion for many parts of the story either, and many parts are just plain confusing. Dinah's mother is horrible, as is her toxic boyfriend. As for Dinah herself, I couldn't really stand her either. She was horrible. We don't get explanations for the stone animals. Her and her mom's relationship's kind of confusing. There's no depth to it or explanation for a lot of things. The way she treats people that want to be her friends, the boyfriend, and then the boyfriend's mom and her connection, it never really comes together. And then the ending is so out of left field, and a lot of things are left I don't know. But I'm glad I finally read it, and I enjoyed some parts of it. So it was very atmospheric and had a very magical aspect to it. And I've read 2 of A.M. Howell's books, her first 2 books, and then I had her latest 2 books that I wanted to read because I loved her first 2 so much. So the first up was Mystery of the Night Watchers. Love that cover. So this is my 3rd book by her I've read, and she's definitely become my favorite author. I love this so much. This was such an engrossing historical fiction mystery, and I was just hooked from the start. This author is just so amazing with historical fiction every time. Strong sense of family and friendship in here, with intriguing mystery galore, and a fascinating backdrop of Halley's Comet. The comet itself, its approach to Earth and all the fear it caused, the things people believed, so much so they wore gas masks and bought anti-comet pills. So intriguing with all that along. Then the mysteries that pile up one after the other. Just when I thought I had something figured out, something else kicked that idea out of my head. So many twists and turns. Such a gripping and thrilling read. Such engaging writing with such endearing characters. Themes on bullying, truth, justice, standing up for what's right, and what bravery really looks like. Also, we have a strong female main character at a time in our world where it was hard to be seen as that. Nancy stole my heart, and I was rooting for her the whole way. Such a great main character. I love the friend she found in Birch, and I love the way the author wrote such a gripping mystery for children that takes place at the time of a historical event. It all flowed so well together. This vividly written town in the early 1900s is so atmospheric too. I love the little shops, the townspeople, minus one townsperson, and more. You add in the secrets, the lies, mystery, suspense, tension, friendship, family, bravery, and some girl power, and this added up to be a phenomenal read, and I highly recommend it. And then Love, Sugar, Magic is the series, and this first book is A Dash of Trouble by Meriano. I've had this series forever, so I'm so happy I finally picked it up. While I disliked our main character, Leo, for about 75% of this book, I absolutely loved this writing, the story, and all the other characters and more. So good. So like I said, I really didn't like Leo. She came off as extremely bratty, spoiled, selfish, whiny. She not only didn't care about her parents' rules, she went severely out of the normal range some kids may disobey at, even if it meant putting others at risk or having to become part of her lives. With her, etc., she thought she knew better than everyone, and she got very annoying. However, the writing, the other characters, the story, and pretty much everything else were so phenomenal that it made me still love this book and not throw it or be mad the whole time, which to me shows talent. The strong sense of family, not from Leo, but from her family members. The magic, the mystery, the friendship. Again, Leo is not such a great friend, but she has an amazing friend in here named Caroline. And the baking. Oh my goodness, the baking is... You get so hungry. And then there's recipes in the back for some of the stuff mentioned. And I always love that. Leo did have some growth by the end, so I'm happy I finally read this. And then continuing on with sequels to read, No Place for Monsters is a series. This is the 2nd book, School of Phantoms by Kory Merritt. He's also the illustrator. This is a naked hardback. And I think I love this one even more in the first book. It was so great being back in this uniquely formatted story that's not a graphic novel, but isn't really a traditionally formatted one either. There's plenty of text, but the pages are also filled with the most incredible illustrations. All right. Can't say much, but love the snowed in trap vibes of this, with all the students and faculty being trapped in the school. More family aspects in here with a couple of our characters also. Great underlying themes and messages as well. Just as creepy monsters as before who are just evil, but also some who may seem scary but are just the best. Great messages in that alone. There's one teacher in here who really stepped up, and I loved her. And I love the twist with one part of her backstory too. Also a certain janitor who was the best, and I think there is more to than meets the eye. Hopefully there's still more to come because I love these. And then I read Sincerely Sicily by Tamika Burgess, and HarperCollins has sent me this. Thank you so much. It is out now. I love when a contemporary story blows me away, and this definitely did. I love this and did not want to put it down. There's so many layers in here, and so many kids will find so much to relate to. A common one of those relatable things is having to switch schools and leaving friends behind at the old one. Usually in books, though, the old friends drift away and only the new friendships remain, and that always makes me sad. I know it happens, but still. And I loved how the author did that change in here. While things are different and Sicily makes new friends, she still keeps her friends from her old school as well. She even introduces the old friends with the new, and they have a sleepover. And then trying to figure out who you are. This can mean several things to different people in different circumstances. But Sicily's classmates don't understand how she can be black and Panamanian. I think I'm saying that right. While trying to come to terms with how the responses made her feel and find a way to make them see, she in turn learns more about her culture, every part of it. The more she learns, the more she discovers the way to make her classmates see that she is a proud black Panamanian with rich culture on both sides she is proud of. And she doesn't really have to defend it. Nobody has to defend who they are. Unless you're hurting somebody. I mean, your culture, the history of those who came before you who make you who you are. And she's very proud of both sides of her culture. She finds her voice and she uses it so well, and that includes using it with her writing. She also has to deal with prejudice at home from her grandmother, who has horrible things to say about her braids. It always hits the heart harder when this happens in the home from a family member, especially with who the relationship is so close. Her and her grandmother, like, that's her best friend almost. She's so close to her. She wants to talk to her about everything, discuss everything, share everything. She loves her so much, so it hurts so much more. I mean, awful things said to you hurt no matter what, but from someone who's supposed to love you, protect you, keep you safe, like, ugh. It can be so traumatic for a child. So Sicily has one form of this at school with her classmates, and then another form at home with her grandmother, on top of being at a new school, and also has a horrible bully to deal with. And oh, I did not like that girl that bullies her. There's also the beauty of new friendships, the familiarity of old friendships that hang on no matter what, first crushes that are just so adorable, strong sense of family and culture, and the light that shines bright and far when someone finds their voice, their strength, and does what is right for them. Just highly recommend engaging writing that you fly through with the most endearing main character that your heart falls for. Absolutely love this. Cannot recommend it enough. Another series I've had forever is the Books of Elsewhere series. So I'm continuing with my reading my longer series. This is the next one I picked up. After finishing, I counted it as a long series, the Seth Seppi trilogy, and then the 2 books in the companion series. So after finishing that, I picked this up. And the first book is The Shadows, and it's by Jacqueline West. Like I've shown before, the spectacles are a big part, so yeah. I love it when the light hits them and they... Some of the most stunning illustrations sprinkled throughout, too. So happy I finally picked up this first book. I loved it so much. This is such a unique story in so many ways. The magic system with the magical paintings in this huge old house, the house itself, the 3 talking cats, the glasses that let Olive go into the paintings, all so good, and I loved it. Everything about this is utterly atmospheric. The writing is so vivid and imaginative. Olive's parents are the best and make me giggle so much. They remind me of Gomez and Morticia Addams, mathematician style. The way they were so in love, even after so much time together, and the way they would talk to each other. But you, like the mathematician parts of them, like you put that twist on it, and that's what they remind me of. Olive is flawed, clumsy, forgetful, but lonely, but also imaginative and a relatable girl. I love the backstory of the house, the former owners, the paintings, and the cats. Oh, so intriguing. Morton, his backstory was also incredible, although I found Morton himself rude and kind of bratty. Not gonna lie. I guess if I had his story, I would be too. I love the cats so much. Harvey is a character and a half. Leopold is the best, and it's hard to pick between him and Horatio, but Horatio may be my favorite. This is full of suspense, mystery, danger, adventure, magic, friendship, bravery, atmosphere, and imagination. Highly recommend. And then I read the second book in the Love, Sugar, Magic series, A Sprinkle of Spirits by Meriano. I love this one even more than the first book. Leo definitely had a lot of growth from the first book. She still had her moments in this one occasionally where she made me roll my eyes or sigh, but I liked her a lot more. She actually, after making a bad choice in the beginning as far as friendship versus her family, she actually focused on making an effort and paving a way to balance her family, their magic, the bakery, between her friendships, because she's made to feel like it has to be one or the other from her family, and she decides that's not right. She can have both, and I totally agree. Love the direction this one took, and learning more about members of Leo's family and even past townspeople. We also get a lot more time with Carolyn and Brent, with Carolyn especially, and I also love how other friendships that had started to develop in the first book, which was new for Leo and Carolyn since they had only really had each other and a little bit of Brent. Love that. It continued into this one. And the baking is still such a phenomenal aspect in these. They leave you so hungry. And the recipes in the back too. The last name of their family, I'm probably going to say it wrong. Leonora's Lucky Recipe Book number 2. And it has recipes from the book in it. Love that. Strong sense of friendship, especially in this one, like I said. But the main focus continues to be family and culture. I love Leo's family and their bakery so much. Highly recommend. I'm so happy that Leo did not annoy me that much in this one. And then I read the second in the duology. The first book was Compass South, I believe. This is A Knife's Edge by Hope Larson. And the action, adventure, and danger and more were amped up even more in the sequel. The characters are still hard to like though, except for one or two. Cleo annoys me so much. I can see why she's so mad though when she just wants to learn how to protect herself. And everyone acts like she should just be cooking or cleaning and be happy with that and not do anything else. Then the guy who tried to kill her brother and she just previously hated, all of a sudden she kind of likes him. He tries to kiss her and when she refuses, he gets angry with her. And then later on, she wants to kiss him. Like, okay. And also she's 12. Why is this in here? He's drawn and written like a grown man or at the very least a late teen. It's just icky. Like, the dark-haired is him, and then the short red-headed is her. Like, why? Why? Art by Rebecca Mogg is stunning, though, and I really enjoyed that. I feel so bad, but ick. And then I picked up another graphic novel, the first in a duology, City of Secrets by Victoria Ying. It's such a fun time with this. It gave me all the goodness my steampunk loving heart could want with an amazing, almost historical fiction Victorian vibe, and I loved it. It's such an intriguing story with a city with a mysterious and magical backstory with secret society types, good and bad. Such a vivid, imaginative read. Great friendship dynamics between our two main characters, and the ending had me smiling so big. I highly recommend it, and the illustrations are just stunning. I just love this. And then lastly for this video, I read the arc that I mentioned in the last video that the author had sent me, the second in the Wright Detective series, The Trophy Case by Kelly Swan Taylor. This is out now. There's your treehouse. The sequel continued with giving me some of the feelings I remember the Babysitters Club giving me growing up. Such wholesome, enjoyable reads. Tessa was a little better in this, but not much as far as the new sibling stuff. Her new sibling is here, and she acts like she can't stand him. She even yells in his face to shut up at one point. Her poor, tired, rundown parents, who she does not help in any way, shape, or form, apologize to her for this, and more still than that. She has to leave her huge canopy bed to escape to her huge treehouse that is described like a small apartment, like I mentioned, to get away from her new sibling. Poor thing. You poor thing. How do you deal with it? Anyway, I love the mystery of this one and how it all wrapped up. I actually didn't know who done it. Tessa's friends and her adorable crush are still the best in here. Had an overall great time with this one. Hopefully in the third book, Tessa will have better growth. Because that's the only part I don't like about these, is how she acts about anything concerning her new sibling. And I get they would be acting out and you'd be upset if you had been the only one for 12 or 13 years or however long. And you're an only child and you feel like a spoiled only child, especially her. But there is a limit. You would not be getting apologized to. But other than that, I love these. And I'm excited for the third book. I hope she's better. Alright, y'all, that's it for this video. Have you read any of these? Did you like them? Did you not? Did you see any that you haven't and you're excited about now? Let me know in the comments. And I hope you enjoyed the video. If you would like to subscribe, I would love that if you'd like to. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.